On my 23rd birthday, my mom asked me, "Do you want to lose your V card tonight? I think you've had too much to drink, Mom." I tried taking her wine glass away. She pulled it back, getting feisty. "Sweetie, don't worry, I've already set you up with a handsome young man." "What are you talking about?" I set down the cake knife confused. "He's perfect for you. Successful. Charming. Coming from a good family." She checked her phone. Then there was a knock on our front door. Mom's face lit up as she practically ran to answer it. I followed slower, feeling uneasy about this whole setup. "There he is!" Mom swung open the door. My blood turned to ice. Standing in our doorway was Richard Baker, the man who'd been driving the car that killed my best friend Allison 2 years ago, who'd walked free because his mother was a federal judge. I lunged forward and slammed the door shut. My hands were shaking as I turned the deadbolt. Mom looked at me like I'd lost my mind while I tried to catch my breath. Richard knocked again, harder this time. "What's wrong with you?" Mom reached for the lock. "That's Richard Baker. He killed Allison. Ran her over when she was walking home." My voice came out strangled. "So what? That means he comes from money." Mom actually smiled. She pushed me aside and opened the door before I could stop her. Richard stepped inside looking exactly like he had at the trial. Expensive suit, perfect hair. He looked me up and down like I was something he'd ordered online. "Relax. I'll show you a fun time." He moved toward the living room like he owned the place. "Get out." I stayed by the door ready to run. "Or what? You're gonna call the cops?" He sat on our couch. "I suggest you relax and have a drink. There's a lot you and I need to talk about." "Oh yeah? Like what?" I was trying to buy time to think. He reached into his jacket pocket slowly. My mom poured herself more wine, seemingly oblivious to the tension. Richard pulled out an old Polaroid photo and set it on the coffee table. The edges were stained with something dark that looked like dried blood. "For starters, how about the fact that your best friend put my family and I in a hostage situation?" I stepped closer despite every instinct screaming danger. The photo showed Allison smiling at the camera, but in the background I could see figures. People tied to chairs with tape over their mouths. The Baker family. Richard's parents and younger sister bound and gagged while Allison took a selfie. That's impossible. But I was staring at photographic evidence. 3 months before she died, she broke into our house, tied us up, spent 6 hours explaining why I deserved to suffer. Richard's voice was too calm. My mind raced. Allison had been acting strange before she died. Paranoid. Talking about justice and revenge. I thought it was just talk. Just her way of processing Richard getting away with hitting someone else in a drunk driving incident the year before. She tortured us. Psychological games. Making us confess to things. Recording it all. He pulled out his phone. Mom finally seemed to notice something was wrong. She set down her wine glass and looked between us. Richard played a video with the volume low. Allison's voice asking questions. The Baker family crying. Hours of footage I couldn't deny was real. She said if I didn't confess to the first accident, she'd kill my sister. Richard's calm mask finally cracked. The first accident? I felt sick. The one she caused. Pushing that man into traffic to frame me. Making it look like drunk driving. She planned everything. He showed more photos. Security footage I'd never seen. Allison near the first accident scene. Allison at a bar putting something in Richard's drink. Allison following him home. A whole narrative I didn't want to believe but couldn't deny. My best friend had orchestrated everything. "So you killed her?" I could barely speak. "I didn't mean to." She dumped in front of my car. Sewer slide by vehicle. Left a note explaining everything. But my mother made it disappear. Said the truth would destroy too many lives. His hands shook now. I sank into a chair processing this. Allison had been obsessed with justice, with punishing bad people, but she'd become worse than them, and used me as cover. Let me grieve her as an innocent victim when she'd been the predator all along. "Why are you here?" "Why now?" I asked. "Because she left more than just photos. She had a partner. Someone who helped her plan everything. Someone who's been watching me. Watching you." He showed me recent pictures. Photos of me at work, at the gym, at Allison's grave bringing flowers. All taken from a distance. All recent. All proving someone was still out there continuing Allison's work. The photos got more invasive. Me through my bedroom window. In my shower. Sleeping. "Her partner thinks you know where Allison hid the recordings. The ones of my family. They've been sending me messages. Threatening to release them unless..." He trailed off. "Unless what?" Though I already knew. "Unless I get close to you. Find out what you know. They think Allison told you everything." He looked genuinely scared. Mom had gone pale, finally understanding this wasn't a date. This was something much darker. I thought about Allison's behavior before she died. The secrets. The late night calls. The way she'd hugged me extra long that last time. She gave me a box. Said to keep it safe. Never open it. My voice was hollow. "Where is it?" Richard leaned forward. "My storage unit. I haven't touched it since she died." I was already grabbing my keys. Full story on channel linked below.